Hey everybody, it's me, Margaret, and I want to start off today by telling you a story. I have not gotten a Knitcrate since last October, and I was starting to worry that I had gotten booted off the influencers list. So I sent them an email and asked, and I certainly understood because I've been on it for over a year, and I was thinking, gosh, that's incredibly generous of them, and they said, no, we've switched over to FedEx and you have a P.O. box. And so apparently I missed some announcement maybe, I don't know, they didn't indicate, but I have to have an actual address, not a P.O. box, in order to receive them. So I guess I'll pick up soon. But I want you to know something that I just happened to see in my inbox, and that is there's a brand new Knitcrate box that you could subscribe to that's Malabrigo, and I don't know anybody who doesn't like Malabrigo yarn. It's available on February 1st, so if you go there right now, assuming you're watching this on the day that it's uploaded, you won't see it there, but just have a heads up that it's soon going to be available. Now they're going to sell out quickly, and so they sent us emails to let us know ahead of time, and I'm just letting you know, if you think you'd be interested in a Malabrigo subscription box, keep your eye peeled. February 1st is the release date. Knitcrate.com. And don't forget that you get 20% off your first box if you use a discount code from one of your influencers that you follow. And it doesn't have to be YouTube, it could be like your favorite Instagrammer or something like that. But I have one, and it's Sheep20 if you want to use that. So do that, because there's no sense in paying full price off the first box when you're going to be handed 20% off. Just use a code. Now, I am really happy to say that I have just about finished decluttering my kitchen. I'm so sick of that kitchen I could scream. I mean, think about it. You spend so much time in your kitchen anyway, and then I've been putting in these extra hours as I go through the declutter thing. But this is always kind of interesting. How about a peep into my junk drawer? I mean, everybody's got a junk drawer. At least it seems like everybody's got a junk drawer. And it's so interesting to see that so many of us have some of the same things in the junk drawer. But then again, there's all kinds of other crazy things I keep in there too. So let's look at mine. Let me go through it, and then we'll talk about junk, why it's in here, why I need it, or if I need it at all. So I pulled all this stuff out. I threw away a few things. There wasn't a lot of trash in there, but most of this belongs somewhere else. Let me put it where it belongs and let's see what's left. And so we're left with this, but look, this was in there. These are called scent sickles, and they smell just like a cut fir. I really like it. And the idea is to hang them inside of your artificial Christmas tree, and you get the smell of a tree. However, I forgot they were even in there, so we didn't use them this year. And so I wonder how long they'll stay good smelling, because they are right now. They smell great. So I don't know. And this little flashlight, once upon a time flashlights were needed, but now we all have flashlights in our phone. So I think I'll just give this away. It still works if you put an actual working battery in it. And I remember saving this just because it was so true. Happiness is nothing more than good health and a bad memory. Right, so forget everything bad that's happened to you in the past and forge ahead with good health and you'll be great. That was Albert Schweitzer. I'm down here in my basement because as people organize and reorganize throughout the years, your needs change, and so I'm all the time switching things up. For example, this is a great storage thing right here that goes in a drawer, but I don't have a need for it right now. It's too tall for those drawers in the kitchen, I think, but more importantly, I don't have a lot of small things in that drawer, so that won't do me. But I don't want to get rid of that. I'll find a use for it later. These could work really well. So, oh look, my stevia container. I just found out I can't use stevia anymore. It's been spiking my blood sugar. It is a low-calorie sweetener, but it has something in it that does spike blood sugar anyway. I'm going to take this up and see if I can make use of this in that drawer. I was hoping for some long, skinny things, but I don't have any. So here's that divider I found. And I also, when I was putting things away, I found this thing right here, which can also be a lovely divider. These are my supplies for checking my blood sugar. That lives right there. Scissors are here. This fixes plastic. It's really neat. It can fix like your earphones and charger cords if they get a break in them or whatever. It's neat. It's called Bondic. And then of course we keep like a really handy tool for quick reference. Our tools are just in the garage, so we can run go get exactly what we need, but apparently this thing does 500 things. It's like a jackknife and whatever. Me, I use it just for the hammer mostly. A thermometer, and I keep one of these syringes for cat liquid medicine. This is the best way to give cats liquid medicine. You just kind of squirt it in the back of their mouth and boom, it's done. These are things you get from fast food restaurants, and I do use these. As a matter of fact, I used one the other day when I brought my friend a piece of keto cheesecake. They're doing keto too. This is the one who has the husband with the brain cancer, the brain tumor, and that's what they recommend as a keto diet. These are my stainless steel straws, because I don't use regular straws if I can help it. And I'll put a link to those from Amazon. That's where I bought them if you want to. They come with these handy dandy little cleaners if you ever feel like you need to get in there and really scrub. Yes, this really belongs in the garage with our tools, but Tucker likes to have it in here, so it can live in here. This is also his moisturizer for his hands. He only likes this kind. These are the ceramic to-go coffee cups that I was talking about, and I love this one. I never use those silicone wraps that go on it because they're not very insulating. They just keep your hands from burning, but I like something to keep the warmth in, and I crocheted this ages ago, and that's what I throw on there. I actually had another one, I just can't find it right now. That's what these are. This one happens to be double wall insulated on the bottom. They don't keep things as hot as the stainless steel Yeti type things that I use now. I used to have a whole collection of these because I was always on the go taking Thomas to school every morning. Now I'll keep these too. So where do I put these? I guess here. Like that. Okay, that's good. That brings me to what's in this corner. A great big pile of earbuds. Now, I'm not quick to get rid of earbuds in my house because I find that we just wear them out. So I'll go through these and determine what I'm going to keep in here, and then I'll find a home for the surplus, but I'm not going to give these away. Look at these Mickey Mouse ones. Somebody gave us these on a cruise. We did these little gift exchanges and it was fun. Okay, this is how I'm going to store these. I rolled them up, put a rubber band through like that, stuck them on a carabiner, and you know what? I think I'm just going to keep them in this drawer. I have plenty of room in the back. I also like to save these. When I get a pair that breaks, I take the little rubber things off and save them. I also always keep at least one pair of readers in here too, and that's going to stay right there. It's a good place. I've developed my habits, so there you go. So after everything has been put in its proper place and trash thrown away, I come up with this left for giveaways. These are glasses we got for free, sunglasses from something. These are sunglasses I don't wear anymore because I always wear prescription. And this is a dish rag that I knitted back in my early days. Can you see that it's supposed to be Rudolph? Let's see how I can hold this. Hang on. But I did a really good job. It was my early days of knitting and I did a really good job on it, but if you notice it's hard to see the imprint, or at least it is from most angles. And it's because I'm a very loose knitter. I think if I were to go down a needle size, I'd be able to get a tighter look, and you'd be able to see that the purl stitches are making Rudolph. But I don't use dishcloths, so I'm going to give this away. You know, as much as I do not like this decluttering process, I find it difficult to make the decisions, and it's also just kind of a tedious activity. I do put on a good book, so I'm entertaining myself as I go through the process, but I do like to try to find the silver lining in this activity, and one of the reasons I am enjoying it, can I say that, is because I've been spending a lot of intense hours on the computer. I think I mentioned before, can't remember, if I told you that we are kind of in a great place at the school right now as we're doing some turnovers and big changes in the parent relations department, which is extremely exciting for me. I love that part. And I am the official letter writer, so to speak. I can't add 2 and 2, but I can write. I wish I could speak as well as I write, but unfortunately, you know, sometimes I'm editing these things and I think, what did you just say? I mean, I don't even know what I'm talking about, or my grammar is horrible, or whatever. But I think at the time I'm so wrapped up in the thought process that I'm not even sure what's coming out of my mouth. But writing is not like that for me. However, it has been pretty intense, and so it's very nice to have this activity. What would I rather be doing? Well, I'd rather be sitting in my chair knitting or crocheting and watching a movie. But you know what? There's only so many hours in the day, and in order to make time for those things that you really, really like, you've got to do the priorities. You've got to get those things that are more important out of the way. So I'm sorry if you keep coming to this vlog waiting to see what I've been crocheting or knitting, but you know, real life gets in the way. So I'm happy to bring you along with me as I go through these different things, because I learn a lot from your comments when you make suggestions like, well, I store my spices, blah, 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 blah. It's just kind of nice, just a sharing of information. At least it is for me. I hope it is for you too. We haven't had a recipe in a while, so how about some simple stuffed eggs? Not just for picnics anymore. These are great for snacks and even breakfast. So I got some boiled eggs here. I did them in the Instapot, which is my favorite way to boil eggs. That's 5 minutes on high and then 5 minutes natural release. And then I put them in a 5-minute ice bath. And they come out great. Eggs are full of healthy fats. Forget all the old talk about cholesterol and stuff like that. You don't get high cholesterol from eating cholesterol. That's been proven biochemically incorrect. Now this is our favorite mayonnaise, the kind that has the olive oil in it, and it calls itself light. I'm not sure why, because olive oil is a fat, and once upon a time the term light meant fat-free, but this is not. It actually has very good fats in it, and that's what you want. Now the bad thing about this is it's not actually keto proper, because it does have a little bit of sugar in it down here. But when you read the dietary facts on the back, you really only have 1 carb right there and no sugars to really speak of. Homemade mayonnaise is best, of course, because you can govern what goes in it, but I haven't found a recipe that I like yet. How much mayo do I put in here anyway? So I don't know how much mayonnaise I just put in here. I'm going to squish it around until I like the way it feels. I'm picturing what it's going to look like when I put it into the eggs. And I'm not one of those people who feels that you have to get the eggs all beaten up and perfectly creamy, unless I'm going to a ladies' luncheon or some such stuff where appearance is extremely important. So mine can be lumpy. Now for flavor, I'm going to add these 3-cheese blend. Now these hard cheeses are not coated in cornstarch to keep them separated. They just kind of do. There might be a few things added in there to help the process, but it's not as bad as genetically modified cornstarch. And we'll add some pepper. And a sprinkle or 2 of garlic, because I love garlic and I think we can have garlic on everything. And maybe even a little bit of onion powder. And then we're going to mix it up. Now my favorite mixing tool, to tell you the truth, this helps break up the egg yolks, a good old fork. But my favorite mixing tool for things like this is a little rubber spatula. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I really like to put bowls on that silicone hot pad to keep things from clunking all around, and it stays still. So now I have a nice thick mixture. Gotta blend those seasonings in there. I think I could use a little more pepper. Now, if the lumps bother you, get out a mixer. Now, of course, if you're going to a garden party, don't do this. You want to get out a pastry bag and you want to pipe it into your eggs to make it look pretty. But this is just for Tucker and me. So I'm just going to plop it in there, about that much. Just, you want it to kind of hump over, because you know you could have added extra things in here, so it's not going to fit back in the egg compactly. And you've also mixed it all around. So there you go. So I'm going to fill these eggs with the mixture. And for the last one, I always like to overload it. That's mine. So I'll stand right here and eat this one. And I'll clean up the bowl like this by adding to it. Are there any over here that I kind of need to refill a little bit more? All right, I'll put some more on this one. That'll look pretty good. I'm going to keep all this for myself right now. So as usual, I'm always grateful when you hang out with me. So until next time, bye. Oh wait, another thing to keep us busy. Baseball season's coming. During the week, it's all work. But during the weekends, it's a different story. Enjoying that Christmas present.